tell me what you want, yeah. I've been waiting all night for you to tell me what you want. Tell me that you need me. I've been waiting all night for you to tell me what you want, yeah. Hey, Facebook family. I love this tune. Squishy's joining us. If you're joining me live, let me know you're here. So I've taken to doing cranking up the tunes before I do a live. Gets me in the mood. Drop me a heart or a comment or a like or whatever it is. Let me know that you're here. Thanks, Carl. Hey, Sean. Good hat, hey. Carly Koali. Oh, all right, that's a good tune. So I just wanted to share some musings from my busy brain this morning, my busy, tired brain, about alter egos and all the different kind of versions of ourselves that we have, right? But primarily, we're looking at the good part of ourselves, so the best self, and we're looking at that kind of devil aspect of ourselves, that saboteur, the one that wants to kind of keep us safe, right? That ego, that kind of ego part of ourselves that fucks things up for us. If you're on the live, say hello. Let me know that you're here. I can't see who's joined unless you say hello, but I can see there's 12 people on. Cool. My wife has a bunny hoodie. Cute. All right, so it's a bit of a rainy day here in Perth, but it's still can't complain really. You know, we need a bit of rain here in WA. So this morning I was observing what I was doing in my own head as I was laying there when my alarm went off at 5 a.m. And I just wanted to share my musings around it because I was kind of chuckling on my way into work and I thought that's a really good live to do. So we're going to use this side for our good side. We're going to use this side for our not so good side. So best self, not so best self, right? And you think about the decisions that you've made in your life that have worked out really well for you and the decisions that haven't worked out very well for you. And, you know, all those times that you sabotage yourself and that kind of thing. So alarm goes off at 5 a.m. Best self, still snoring. Not so best self basically does something like, no, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. I'm so not ready to get up yet. Oh, this bed is so warm and cozy. Please don't make me. Best self, still snoring. Not so best self. Oh, just hit snooze. Just call in sick. Who's going to know? Everyone else does it. Best self, still snoring. Not so best self. Go on. Oh, what excuse am I going to come up with? Got a flat tire. Got to take the dog to the vet. Car's broken down. Come on, just hit snooze. Have a sleep in. You know, just like this bed is so comfy right now. Best self. Don't be a dick. You've got way more integrity than that. You don't lie about what you're up to. You don't make up bullshit for no reason. Best self. Fuck you. Sorry, not best self. Fuck you. Best self, come on, you know better than that. If you get up right now, yeah, it's early, yeah, it's dark, yeah, it's cold outside of the doona, yeah, it's really comfy here, but if you get up and exercise, you'll really, really have a sense of achievement that will kick off your day in the right way. And if you stay in bed, then you're going to feel rubbish. Not so best self, whatever, girlfriend. This bed is so warm and cozy. It's raining outside. It's so cold. Think about how cold your feet are going to be when you get out of the bed. Squishy is snoring. She's so cozy and comfy in bed. You'll be such an asshole if you make her get up now and go out into the rain and make her do a wee outside, because that's the first thing that you've got to do when you get out of bed. Now I've got a Tony Robbins voice on, right? Get up! Sorry, Squishy. Get up! Get the fuck up! Are you a winner or are you a loser? Are you a winner or are you a loser? You know this is the way that you're supposed to do things. Oh, now I've got my dog in a headlock. Oh, I would never do that to you. Not so best self. Who the fuck is this massive dude in your bed? Why is he being so rude to you? And then she drops a fart. Not so best self. That's it. I'm out. Dropping the mic. This. It smells disgusting. Can't stay in bed any longer. So this conversation can go on for quite a long time in my head, right? And what I know, what my best self knows, is that when I get up, when my alarm goes off and I exercise, my whole day goes so much better. My not so best self just wants to stay in bed and be lazy and have a sleep in, even though I know there will be that battle in my head where I won't even probably be able to get back to sleep, right? Because I've woken myself up having this conversation in my head, and Tony Robbins has yelled at me. How rude is that? So we've got all these different alter egos that are kind of controlling our lives sometimes, right? So what would your best self do? Always think about what your best self is going to do, it would do, and how it would drive your decisions. So sometimes what I get my clients to do is to actually kind of create an image of what that worst self would look like. So that not so great part of yourself that sabotages you is the one with all the limiting negative beliefs, right? It's the one that tells you, don't apply for that job. You're not qualified enough. Don't go and talk to that person at the bar. They're way out of your league. Don't do that. It's the one that's holding you back and hindering you from really achieving your goals. That best self part of you is the one that would go for it anyway. They'd go and talk to that person at the bar anyway, even if it doesn't work out. It's fine. It's all just chalking it up to learning experience, right? That best self part of you would always apply for that job that you wanted to apply for, and ask for constructive feedback if you didn't get it. That best self part of you should hold a lot more weight in your life. So ask yourself, is it or is it not? I was talking to a client about this once, quite a few years ago, and she actually constructed this really, really funny image of her worst self, not best self part of her, where we gave her an actual name. So she she thought about what she actually looked like. So I asked her to think about, what would that side of yourself look like? What would they be called? And she ended up saying, like, she looked like almost like fat like a turnip. So I actually got her to print off a picture of a turnip and put another picture of her face on top of it. And she ended up calling the not so good part of herself Gertrude the human turnip. So when you actually externalize these different parts of yourself, it can be much easier to take a step back and actually observe things, observe what your brain does, because all our brains do it. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how much you've been doing this stuff, how long you've been doing this stuff for. We've all got that part of ourselves that holds us back, right? And for me, mine definitely creeps in at 5 a.m. when all I want to do is stay in bed. So if you have to label your not so great part of yourself as something like Gertrude the human turnip, which is what my client came up with, then do that. And then, think about who is your best self. Sometimes that's just you and your name. Sometimes people can't identify with that best part of themselves because they're completely embroiled in anxiety, depression, hopelessness, helplessness, suicidal thinking, that kind of thing. And in those instances, what I say to people is to think about a powerhouse, someone that you really respect and admire. So I did this same exercise with a client who she had major depression throughout her whole life, and man, she just used to berate herself so much. And so she couldn't identify any part of herself that was a best self. So instead what we did, like, I noticed one day we were driving in the car and the Pink's song came on my playlist. So what? So what? I'm still a rock star. And her whole state just completely changed. She got right into the song, so I just absolutely cranked up that tune in the car. And I just saw this new person in front of me that I'd never, ever seen before. And so I encouraged her to think of her best self as the image of Pink, who is the person that sings that song. So she would have Pink, and then she would have that not best part of herself. And I would ask her to externalize whatever was going on in her head, whatever battle she was having in her thought process. I would get her to turn it into like almost like a movie in front of her, where there would be Pink and there would be the not so great part of herself, and they would just battle it out. You know, what would Pink do? What would Pink do in this moment? What would my best Pink self do in this moment to knock this one down and get it out of the way? And I think in the end, she had almost a theme tune around it. There's like a rap tune. I can't remember who sings it now, but it's like, move, bitch, get out the way, bitch, get out the way. And so she would basically have Pink have a smackdown with this other not so great part of herself when she wanted to achieve something. However you need to do it is totally up to you. With my old stepson, whenever he absolutely loved Tony Robbins. We would listen to loads of Tony Robbins podcasts on the way to school in the morning. He absolutely loved it. And so if I ever caught him having a whinge about doing a particular house chore, it was usually a house chore, or his homework or whatever. Like I caught him loading or unloading the dishwasher on one day, and it was all, you know, like, oh, life's so hard. And I said, how would Tony Robbins do it? And he completely changed his whole, like, the way that he was holding himself. He just did things quickly, without fuss, without complaint. And it was all, everything that I did with him then was, how would Tony Robbins do it? And he could always identify with that. He couldn't, you know, if you asked him, how would your best self do it? He wouldn't necessarily identify with that. And a lot of people can't. But if you take your, whoever is an icon to you, whoever you have as a pedestal, like for me, it's my parents, you know, it can be the people that you're closest to. It can be, if you don't have anyone that you identify with it in that way in your actual reality, then you can take someone that you really admire, who's got more of a celebrity status, you know, and you just think about how would they behave in this situation. They sure as shit would not be sleeping in past when their alarm goes off. They set their alarm for that particular reason, to get up, get their lazy ass out of bed and do some exercise to set up their day right, you know. And I know for a fact, if Tony Robbins was in my bedroom when I was trying to hit snooze, he would literally be saying, are you a winner or are you a loser? You know, is having a sleep-in going to help you achieve your goals? Probably not. So yeah, just wanted to have a chat with you about alter egos and how that goes for you, and really think about which side of yourself is winning on any kind of given day. You know, we all have bad days and stuff. We all have days. I have days where I hit the snooze button. That's just part of the human existence, really, isn't it? So which self dominates most of the time? Which self is it? Is it your winning self? Is it your loser self? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear more. Hear some feedback from you about the challenges that you face with the different parts of yourself. Any strategies that help you to overcome those not so good parts of yourselves. The world of personal development has so many different tools that we can use for that. So yeah, so just a quick live tonight. Just wanted to check in and share that thought with you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You enjoy the rest of your evening if you're over here in Oz, or the rest of your day if you're over there in Tunbridge. Carl, thanks for checking in tonight. See you later, guys.